Welcome, come gather around for Minchos on the Sticks. I'm going to bring you a Modern Warfare review, or maybe not so much as a review, more like a thoughts on the game, because it's kind of hard judging a game of what the finished product's going to be right at the start of launch, purely because nowadays, especially with Call of Duty, maybe not just strictly Call of Duty Battlefield, all the main shooters, even Apex, kind of had its problems. So there's been a whole bunch of games that have kind of brought their games out and adjusted them as time went on, and that just seems to be like the regular occurrence nowadays. But yeah, so Modern Warfare does have its problems. All the criticism is bang on correct. So we have games that you go into, especially like TDM. TDM is just absolutely horrible because you can't draw anybody out for objectives, so everybody's inside buildings, everybody's corner camping. There's just a barrage, there's like a field of claymores. It's like they've like planted claymores absolutely everywhere, so like it comes to a certain stage where you don't even want to open a door. Like it's just absolutely ridiculous. You don't want to open a door because you know that someone's probably got a claymore behind it. So TDM, it's just a bit of a shame because TDM is one of them game modes where you just like you quickly get yourself into, you start grinding out some kills and just heat yourself up on the sticks before you get yourself into a more competitive mode, whether that be an objective based game mode or like competitive. We haven't seen competitive here in Modern Warfare yet. I think that's still to come, or if they stick to their promises at least, as well as maybe a Battle Royale mode. Who knows? If a Battle Royale mode comes along, I think that would just complete the game a little more, as right now it's just the multiplayer, and it's just the levels that we see, the weapons that we see, all that kind of stuff. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that the campaign, I think, just doesn't cut it. It's not good enough. I think everybody's kind of realised that. Like, it is a brilliant campaign, and I'm not taking away from what they've done with the campaign. Obviously, like, a lot of work goes into it. Brilliant, like, great. It's fantastic. Put all the work into it to make a really, really good campaign, because I know that a lot of people enjoy playing it. But I don't know. Like, at the same time, there doesn't seem to be a completeness of the online multiplayer at the moment, I don't think. Because like I say, some of the game modes are redundant, kill confirmed, TDM. You're looking at playing a lot of domination, and yeah, like I said just earlier on, game modes that draw people out from just sitting in corners and stuff like that get people over to flags and whatever else. So yeah, like, I don't even know. I mean, I know that there's been a patch out now that has sort of nerfed footsteps and claymores and the shotgun and stuff like that. And I was one of the guys that was right at the beginning of the game. I was like, no, I'm never going to use the shotgun. I refuse to use the shotgun. I hate that thing. It's such a cheap and boring kill. It really is, and it still feels like that now. But I ended up having to pull the shotgun out. I had to make a shotgun as my secondary, purely because you can't keep up with everybody else. If I'm running at someone with an MP5 or a Kilo or an M4 or anything like that, you'll get outshot by the shotgun 110%. I don't care how good you are. If you're sliding around, if you're trying to outmaneuver them, or just use your movement to make sure that they miss the first shot, it's impossible. You really just can't do that. It really comes just to a stage where you either join them or you just get shot by them. And eventually I just caved, and I thought to myself, I'm going to have to bring my shotgun out. So yeah, don't mind that. There's my ice cream man coming up and down the road. I should have known. He normally comes around about this sort of time. But yeah, so the thoughts on fixing it is really, really tough, because of the map design. The map design, the level design, is generally meant or can be abused for people who just enjoy just sitting in corners and people that don't even care about objective, like Kill Confirmed is just such a good example. Like people who corner camp don't care about tags, they don't. So you're sort of just stuck with, you know, having to just sort of counter them somehow, like whether that was a flashbang or a nade or something like that. Flashbangs, great, they can still shoot you. I mean, they know exactly where you come from. As soon as a nade goes in there, they start shooting. You know, and by the time you either wait for them to finish the clip so that they have to reload, or you go in there and try and kill them. That's just the way a flashbang works. And it's just really cheap at the minute, and it just doesn't feel like a well-rounded game. It's just too heavily one-sided, and the gunplay itself, I think, is just a little messy and a little boring. I don't know whether that makes any sense, but the weapon balancing, subs are almost completely redundant. I mean, there's only really the MP5. I tried to use like the Uzi and guns in the game that might seem fun, but I end up just going with the assault rifles again. I know that the MP7 is apparently a complete shred machine. I haven't actually got to that stage yet, and like I say, this isn't like a complete game yet. I know that they're gonna try and fix stuff, and they're gonna keep working on things that are gonna improve the game, or hopefully improve it. I mean, one thing I don't know if they can completely improve on, but the networking is just one of the worst in Call of Duty history. That's been confirmed by a guy who owns a YouTube channel called Battle Nonsense. I don't know if anybody who's listening knows this guy, but definitely go check him out. He owns a YouTube channel based on purely figuring out where the game is at in online gameplay. So like the networking that does it align with your gunshots. You might think to yourself, damn, I'm so sure that when that guy shot, I was already behind the wall, and then even your body is already behind the wall, after it's been or before it's been shot. That's all to do with online networking, and unfortunately during the beta stages, Modern Warfare just didn't cut it. It was one of the worst in production. So yeah, I don't know. I feel it does need something else to kind of save it, to bring it to that Black Ops 4 level. Because at the end of the day, with all the corner campers and things like that, you can't outmaneuver them because the movement isn't there. So you don't really have anything to counter that other than chucking a nade in. If you've already used your nade, what do you do then? So I don't know. A pretty incomplete game in my opinion at this stage. So I really hope that they continue working on it, fixing it, and just try and figure out how to make it run a little smoother. So I hope that's been a good review of the game and just my thoughts on it. And yeah, I'll upload some more content for Modern Warfare hopefully soon. I'll catch you guys soon. Bye bye.